The Case of Jessica Wongso, Unraveling the Mysterious Poison. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we will discuss a case that is still a mystery, the case of Jessica Wongso. This 10-minute video will give you an overview of the facts related to a young woman who was accused of poisoning her friend through coffee. So let's dive right into this mysterious case. It all started in 2016 when a young and successful Indonesian woman, Wayan Mirna Salihin, died after drinking Vietnamese iced coffee with her friends at a cafe in Jakarta. Her friend Jessica Wongso, who was also present at the cafe with the victim, was accused of lacing the drink with cyanide. But what really happened that day? Let's find out. On that fateful day, Wayan, Jessica, and another friend, Hani, decided to reunite at Café Olivier in Grand Indonesia shopping town to catch up and indulge in the renowned Vietnamese iced coffee. The atmosphere was relaxed, and laughter filled the air as the three old friends reminisced about their shared past. However, things took a dark turn when Wayan began to experience a sudden onset of dizziness, nausea, and difficulty breathing after taking just a few sips of her coffee. Panic and confusion gripped the table as Wayan's condition rapidly deteriorated, prompting the cafe staff and her friends to rush her to the nearest hospital. Tragically, Wayan succumbed to her mysterious illness shortly after arriving at the hospital. The attending doctors then decided that an autopsy was necessary to unravel the perplexing cause of this young woman's untimely death, a decision that would soon reveal the sinister secret lurking beneath the surface of that seemingly innocent glass of Vietnamese iced coffee. The case against Jessica was declared by the prosecutor, focusing on the testimony of a coffee shop employee and CCTV footage. The employee claimed to have seen Jessica adding a white powder to the coffee, a situation that logically seems suspicious. In addition to this direct testimony, the CCTV footage is also another important evidence. The footage shows Jessica placing something on the table. Coupled with the employee's claims, this heightened the suspicion surrounding Jessica's actions. To make matters worse, the victim fell ill shortly after consuming the beverage, which only served to strengthen the case against her. This incident set the stage for a dramatic legal battle, with the prosecutor aiming to base their argument on the allegations of poisoning. On the other hand, the defense would need to scrutinize the credibility of the witness's account, as well as the overall reliability of the CCTV evidence presented at the trial. Most importantly, the presence of the white powder and its potential harmfulness would need to be thoroughly investigated to determine Jessica's true intentions in this seemingly incriminating situation. Unquestionably, the vehemence of this case spirals upwards as we deal with the quandary of the unclear CCTV recording, which has proven to be not succinctly detailed to illuminate our perception of what Jessica indeed placed on the table. The low fidelity of the recording inevitably emerges as a substantial impediment in establishing Jessica's role in the event. Notwithstanding that technology typically aids in the ascertainment of facts, this recording turns the case into a labyrinth, with its vagueness begging to be deciphered. This poor quality footage can be effortlessly interpreted in myriad ways, each potentially leading to different assumptions and conclusions. As such, it enhances the obscurity surrounding the incident, casting shadows of doubt, confusion, or even profound misunderstanding that could be detrimental not only to Jessica, but to the broader endeavor for justice. Without clear visual evidence, the case pivots towards the subjective and away from concrete, irrefutable facts, rendering the pursuit of truth increasingly challenging. However, prosecutors will still rely on testimony from coffee shop employees and use it as a strong point in their argument. Given that these employees are eyewitnesses, their testimonies could serve as crucial pieces of the puzzle, potentially revealing essential details about Jessica's alleged criminal activities within the establishment. The employee's testimony may add weight to the prosecutor's claim that Jessica organized and carried out criminal activities in the coffee shop, possibly corroborating other pieces of evidence such as security footage, transaction records, or communications between her and potential accomplices. Moreover, the coffee shop employees might have personally interacted with Jessica, or even overheard her conversations, offering more validity to and context for the charges against her. Ultimately, the truth can only be determined through the legal process, and after all evidence has been carefully examined. It is of utmost importance that the court assesses the credibility, consistency, and relevance of the employees' testimonies, as well as any other evidence presented in the case, to ensure that justice is served and that the accused is given a fair trial. Visual, CCTV recording of Jessica placing something on the table. Translated text, CCTV recording of Jessica placing something on the table. Beyond the discovery of cyanide at Jessica's apartment, the burden of proof lies heavily on the prosecution to build a strong case that can withstand the skepticism of the court. Despite the undeniable relevance that the cyanide carries, it is paramount to remember that it alone cannot definitively prove Jessica's guilt. The prosecution must therefore delve into the realms of motive, opportunity, and circumstance to incontrovertibly link Jessica to the crime. A compelling evidence is necessary to suggest that Jessica had a strong reason to commit such heinous act. The prosecution must also establish that the found cyanide was used to poison the victim, as inextricably linked forensics can significantly contribute to the strength of the case. Alongside the physical evidence, accounts of credible witnesses who can place Jessica at the scene of the crime during the estimated time of the murder can also bolster the case. The prosecution ought to respectfully respect the practiced principle of innocent until proven guilty, and consider that the court's decision buoys upon a comprehensive assessment of all pieces of evidence presented before it. It is, therefore, incumbent on the prosecution to dissect the case meticulously and present a watertight case that leaves no room for doubt about Jessica's culpability. Among the many controversies surrounding this case, concerns have also been raised about the handling of evidence and the possible ulterior motives that could have influenced the investigation and trial. Reports of a strained relationship between Salihin and Wongso, as well as alleged social media threats, only serve to heighten the emotional intensity surrounding the case, perhaps affecting the objectivity of the process. Also, as law enforcement faced incredibly high public pressure to swiftly resolve the case due to its gruesome nature and media attention, one can't help but question whether this pressure might have led to the overlooking of certain facts and details. The lack of concrete evidence and the presence of ambiguity in various aspects of the case have left many wondering if the trial was fair and thorough. Critics argue that the coffee testing methods used could have been susceptible to contamination and human error, leaving room for reasonable doubt. The credibility of witnesses and experts from both the prosecution and defense sides has been called into question, further complicating the matter. Consequently, these factors have fueled an ongoing debate among legal experts, the general public, and the media as to the factual accuracy of the case's outcome, and if justice has indeed prevailed. Throughout the duration of this high-profile trial, numerous factors have contributed to the intense scrutiny faced by all parties involved. The role of the media in sensationalizing the proceedings cannot be overlooked, as their portrayal of events undoubtedly influenced public perception and fueled the divide in opinions surrounding Jessica Wongso's guilt. Experts and commentators dissected the intricate details of the case, presenting arguments both in support of and against the verdict, further adding to the controversy. In addition, the impact of social media cannot be understated. It gave individuals a platform to voice their opinions and spark heated debates, turning the trial into a battleground between differing moral and ethical viewpoints. There remained those who, regardless of the evidence presented, questioned whether an adequate defense was provided and worried about potential biases in the jury and the courtroom. All in all, this multifaceted case ultimately exposed deep-seated concerns about the judicial system and its capacity to deliver fairness and justice, leaving a lasting impression in the minds of the public and prompting discussions about potential reforms moving forward. Although Jessica Wongso has been found guilty, this convoluted case still perpetuates a labyrinth of unresolved enigmas. While she stands convicted, doubts about her culpability persist, nurturing seeds of ambiguity that besiege our sense of justice. Could it be that she truly slipped the veil of poison over her unsuspecting friend's drink? Or could it perhaps be that she's merely an artist deftly crafting a diversion, an intricate web of deceptive ploys aimed at shifting the focus away from her immediate sphere? Even more puzzling is the motive, or lack thereof, that led to such a chilling act of murder. In the absence of clear motive, speculations proliferate, but fail to offer a compelling narrative that could potentially seal the crack in our understanding of this gruesome event. As we attempt to decipher this enigma, we're left with a chilling realization. The steady undercurrent of truth might forever evade our grasp, buried beneath layers of uncertainty. Despite the decisive gavel declaring Jessica Wongso guilty, the echo of our unanswered questions continues to reverberate, underscoring a profound unease that the full truth remains shrouded in mystery.